Good evening. Is it evening or night? Excuse me. It's one of the two. How are you? How was your day? I trust as much as you had a busy day, but you are well and ready for this evening. Welcome. Welcome for the short hour we are going to have today. It's an hour of sacrifice and of love and care and support. That's what you are portraying. Welcome. Welcome, friends. Let's just know on our chat board, let's just know where you are watching us from or where you're listening us from. Just chat where you are. Let's know. Excuse me. Welcome. Welcome. Somebody else wants to be nursed, but I'll be careful to nurse them at my time, not your time. Welcome. Let's just know where you are. Listen, Janet, Shelina, Nairobi, Ilembo, Manjiko, Kitengela. Welcome. Karibuni sana. Karibuni. Karibuni. Welcome, Judy. Welcome. We are not going to waste much time because we have to complete today's module. And I know people are tired. Tomorrow they are going, tomorrow is a holiday. But it's a holiday only in Kenya. So other people could be going to work tomorrow from outside Kenya. So we would want to finish in good time. Zimmerman, Wanja, welcome. Karen Alot from Kitengela. Welcome, Karen. Yeah, we want people to go to bed in good time. Julie from Nairobi. Shakin Tarbo, I don't know whether that is in Kenya. Okay, Shakin, maybe it's in Kenya. I haven't heard about it. Judy Akinyi from Nairobi. Kama John from Nairobi. Welcome. I hope we have fathers in this forum. The other groups, you have had quite a number of fathers. So I hope we have some here in this group. So let's give them about 2 minutes. It is 9:03. Ah, wonderful. Godfrey Kajiado, welcome, Godfrey. You've just heard me. Jennifer from Bomet, welcome. It's good to have you around. It's good to see parents who are so caring and sacrificing their time to see that we are doing well. Welcome. Thank you. We'll continue seeing more people getting in as we go ahead. Barango, yeah, fathers, here we are. Yes, welcome. Tomo Bachi, Homa Bay, welcome. Anyway, thank you very much for being there. Thank you for preparing yourself for this wonderful day. We've been in this group for quite some time now, and we've been side chatting. Some of us have been side chatting because of our different reasons and concerns, and I hope I've responded to you, those who have side chatted me. But we will continue even today, not only today, even after this, until we have the final classes. And even after the final classes, we do follow up. So we will continue interacting even after this. So as we start, We are going to talk about parenting styles. Maybe many of us have never even thought about something like that, parenting styles. But today, this is exactly what we are going to do to know what it is. Your trainer and your coach is the lady you can see here, Rose Mahera, a psychologist and a counselor and a nurse. And to top it up, that's why I like putting it last, I am a mother. So we are going to learn through experience, not only theory, because that I have more of practice than theory. When we are going to talk about these parenting styles, there's something we are going to do as a practice, because when we come to the masterclass, these are the things we are going to talk to our children. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to have rules. Any place without a rule can never function. So even for this one of ours today, the only way we can function is by making rules. The first rule is going to be, don't interrupt. We have a chatting board. If there's something that you need clarification, please just chat. I'll see. Where I need to respond, I will. Where I can't, I'll follow it up later and see what I can do. Rule number 2, this lady is full of rules. It is advisable to not to talk when I'm talking. Actually, when I'm talking, just observe silence and respect it, so that our microphones are off. If you talk, I may be lost and the other person may not be able to hear what I'm saying. And lastly, let's turn our gadgets off. Because if we talk, if we are being interrupted by this gadget, imagine we will have wasted our evening. And it is very valuable. I value your time. And I want you to value the information you are going to get from me. So please, kindly silence it. And if you don't want even to hear the vibration, it might interact with you, just switch it off only for this 1 hour. So as we continue, we're going to talk about parenting styles. We are also going to talk about parenting styles and child behavior. We are also going to talk about dimensions of parenting styles and even what is recommended. What do we feel like it's the best parenting style? I'm not going to tell you the best parenting style, but I'm going to talk about parenting styles, then you choose the one which you prefer. By the time we conclude, you are going to say, this is preferable. You are going to tell me that. And we are going to refer to what we are supposed to refer about. And we are going to see what is best for us. And I'm going to give you more of my contacts so that you can be able to interact with me even after this. So, what is parenting style? There is a question I normally ask people about parenting. Why are we thinking about parenting? What is parenting? Other than styles, what is parenting? Were you parented? Were you raised? This is a big question. But without the styles, these styles we are going to talk about today are not new to you and have never been new to me. They were there before we were born. Our parents were born. Our grandparents were born. These rules, these styles were there. Somehow, they worked for them. But let me tell you the truth, they did not work for me or for us. These parenting styles, as much as you see me here, I said I'm a mother of 3 adults and a grandmother of quite a number. They did not, I tried to use them, those parenting styles which we are going to talk about, they all failed. Not actually not all of them. Some worked, but it was a struggle. I thought I could parent my children the way I was raised. It never worked. It never, and that is why when I was very young in parenting, I went to school to learn how to do things right. I was not taught about parenting, but I was taught that I can change from whom I am to a different person to make my parenting styles work for me and work for the children I was bringing up. I'm sure since they are all parents, they are listening, those children. They are in this group, they are listening. I insisted they join the group because they are parents and they can even attest that there were things I did to them and they were calling me, they were calling me funny names. You know, very, very unpleasant names because I was a dangerous woman those days. And you are going to see whether you are one of them. So, parenting styles. Oh, did I explain what parenting styles is? Let me just explain. Parenting styles is a pattern of behavior which we use as parents. We are here in this group as parents. These are they are behaviors and attitudes we use while we are interacting with our children, when we are raising our children, and that makes them who they come out to be. And that same parenting styles made us who we are today. What I would want to say about parenting styles, they can make or break. Parenting style can make or break. And if they break, where do we end up? Rehabilitation centers, jails, streets, and name it, anything that is negative that a parent would not want to hear that their children have gone that astray. So parenting styles are good if the right one is used, and those who are expected to use them experience them and practice them. So let's see. Here I've just brought in 4 parenting styles, only 4. These are the major ones which were used by our parents, our grandparents. We are also using them. I'm sure you are going to tell me which one you are using when I explain them, because they are the ones which made us be here. We are here today to know what parenting styles are, how how do we use them, which ones are they, and how beneficial are they to us, whichever one we are going to use. We have one which is called authoritative. We have another one which is called authoritarian. I hope you see, authoritative and authoritarian, they are so conflicting because one might confuse one with the other. But let me tell you, when it comes to practicing them, they are bridges away. Even there is no wood or metals which can unite them. They are very far apart. So authoritative, authoritarian, permissive, and neglective. Those are 4 parenting styles which we are using today. I know I used them, and when I realized they failed, that's why I'm telling you I went to school. Sometimes you just have to spend money. You just have to spend money to achieve your goal. But it feels good. Like the way you are doing this moment, you are sacrificing your time because you want to achieve the best for your beloved children. And I'm going to make sure that you get that. You are going to be happy about it, that your children are happy. And not only them, you are happy. Those people who have been yelling in the morning when people are going to school, those who yell when children come from school, those who don't want to get home early, they want to find them having finished their homework and go to bed. This will change. Just wait and see. In a month's time, this is going to change. So let's see about parenting style and the behaviors of a parenting style. I've talked about authoritative, authoritarian, submissive, and neglective. There are some which have some similarities, like you have seen me put it here. Authoritative and submissive, they are not, they're just warm, accepting, and very sensitive. They are, I will hug you. They are parenting styles which you can hug because they have some warmth in them. Actually, we call it warmth. Those two parenting styles. Then we have the other parenting styles, which are, I said authoritative and authoritarian are bridges apart. These are very far apart. So authoritarian and neglectful are friends. When children from an authoritarian family and a neglectful family meet, they do wonders. And that is why sometimes we have so many rehabilitation centers. What they are, if you can see from my slide, they are insensitive and unaccepting. Imagine you have a child and you are not sensitive to your child's emotions or feelings, and you even don't care, and you don't even accept your child as your child, regardless of the way they behave. So those are two parenting styles, authoritarian and neglectful. Let's see more about this. When I explain, you'll understand you'll understand why this lady decided to go to school. Mostly, the behavior of a child comes out from the parenting style that was demonstrated to them. That is through practice and also in theory. This is what is known. The way you parent your child is the way the child comes. And you see, many times I keep on telling people when they come to me for counseling sessions, this is the way. Because when I ask them questions, the way they end up answering questions, it tells them, oh, okay, that was my fault. That is my fault. This is why he or she is behaving this way. Because the style I use in bringing up my child or raising my child, that is just the way my child comes out. That is the way my child becomes. And when you go to theory, it explains the same thing. So, what about, this is the key place now. This is where I'm going to explain deeply what it means when I talked about dimensions of parenting styles. We have parenting styles which are so expectant, highly, highly, highly expectant. What do I want from my child? Who do I want my child to be? And responsiveness. When I want my child to be A, do I help this child to be A? That is how do I respond through acceptance, warmth, and support. Today I saw somewhere in, was it in Facebook, an Ethiopian lady entering an aeroplane, and the explanation was, and this was really, this is not the ones we see acting. This lady was so, when she just entered the plane, when the hostess received her, there was a cake just next there, and guess who was standing next to that cake? Her son, who is a pilot, and is the pilot who is going to fly his mother back to Ethiopia that day. She has been a house help wherever they were coming from, worked very, very, very hard to see that this boy became a pilot. And then, to her surprise, today my son is going to pilot me all the way back to Ethiopia. How does that feel? If the demandingness or don't forget about this big word, if her expectations were that I want my son to be a pilot, what did she do to see that boy became a pilot? How did she respond to his needs? Physical, educational, emotional, how did you support your child to reach that goal? If you discussed with your child and told him, I would really love if you became a pilot, what did he require to become that pilot? Maybe he also felt that was the best thing he could do, but what support did he get to make him get there? And also for your expectation to be met. This is what we call demandingness and responsiveness. So in these four types of parenting styles, we are going to see who makes sure that their expectations are followed up with a lot of support so that the child and the parent achieve what they have wished to have by the end of the time they are planning. Let's talk about authoritative parent. An authoritative parent, we said, is warm. The one I said that it's a parenting style you can hug. In this type of parenting style, the parent is humble. The parent uses the 2 ears to listen. The parent uses the proper facial expressions to show that I'm hearing, I care, I can support you, I love you unconditionally. And so let's continue. I want you to be a pilot. It's not, it's the first one on the list, but it's the hardest to practice. When my children were young, I remember when my daughter was doing homework in class 1, the hostile mother I was, you see me in those other parenting styles. I would not imagine telling her to add 1 plus 1 during the maths homework. I would not imagine she would sit and start thinking. She was supposed to just put the answer there. I'm in a hurry. I want to go and cook for you. I want you to bathe. I want you to eat early and go to bed because tomorrow morning you're going to wake up early to go to school. And this is something, such a simple exercise, and you are delaying me. I would beaten. I always had a wooden spoon in the sitting room. And they would hate when that time of homework gets there because they knew I was going to mess their life. God forgive me. I keep on repenting and apologizing to these children. Because even you don't give them time to think, even they will not think. They'll just say, I just put any answer. Because she will not give me time to think and know what the answer is. After all, she will just beat me. Sorry, I did it. But when the authoritative parents came to me before, when even before I went to school, that is to do counseling and psychotherapy, I decided I am getting. Let me ask you, parents, when you are beating your child because of the mistakes they have made, when you are doing that exercise of beating and punishing and yelling, how do you feel here and here? Just tell me, how do you feel in the heart and the head? Just chat and tell me, how does it feel when you are doing it? Please chat to me. Because there is an emotion that comes to you when you are punishing your child. What does that make you feel? There's a feeling that comes when you are punishing, because that is punishment. When you are beating, feel bad. Great, Lawrence. Feel bad. It's not exciting. Jerry, fire in the stomach. Almost labor pains. Yes, thank you, Jerry. And Esther, feel bad, guilty. Tabby Jeff. Now you see, these are all negative emotions. You feel so bad, you are angry, you feel like flying out of the window, regret. Sam is saying that it feels bad. So why do you want to feel bad and get a headache before you go to bed? So when I realized I was also traumatizing myself by getting angry and traumatizing the child by punishing them and probably not achieving, because this girl, the best number she could come at the end of the term was number 24 and hook up above there. So I decided, because I'm getting so angry every day and I hate doing the homework, I contracted a teacher to come and do the tuition with them. And nothing extra, just the homework. I don't want you to do more with my children, just homework. Imagine I decided to sit at the corner there and just watch them and just admire this teacher being so tolerant and patient, and still the children got the right things to do and did it well. By the end of that first term, when this teacher was coming to see my children, that girl became number 8. It's like it's for me, she did become number 8, although it was still, I felt good. But when she came home at the end of the term with the report form, she came running to me and she said, "Wow, mom, I am number 8. I felt good. I felt good. But I even didn't think, why did she become? Is because the teacher is so good, or is because I didn't think it's because I stopped beating them and somebody started understanding them. So fine, that happened. So that is what an authoritative, a parent who makes a child grow smoothly, gradually at their age, and they respond to their needs in a very warm way, and the child ends up achieving the goal the parent wants. Now come here. Here is Rose. This was the Rose I was, authoritarian parent. What is it written? Have you seen what is written on that one? I can't see very clearly. It is written, an authoritarian parent is a dictator, it is a disciplinarian. Think about the negative things about a person who is harsh and strict. There is no discussion. You are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. And the only way out is disciplining you, punishing you. I did it. As I have explained earlier, I did it. This same girl, I'm glad she's doing well. God is good. Thank you, God. This same girl, when her tooth shook, she came and who else does she go to tell? This authoritarian parent. My tooth is shaking. Oh, okay. Make sure that it is out by within 3 days. Keep shaking it. That was the responsiveness I did. That was the support I gave. I verbalized what to be done. Did I support that? How does she shake the tooth? She's starting to remove the teeth. How does she shake them? What does she do? What does she require? I did not bother about that. I just left it there. After all, I discipline her if she doesn't do what is supposed to be done. Even if she doesn't know how it is supposed to be, who cares? And by that day when I followed up and I realized nothing has happened, and I don't want my child to have 2 teeth at the same site, what did I do? I scolded her and I ran to the kitchen and she ran under the table. And I came with my usual wooden spoon and I did the proper beating. That was the support I was giving the girl instead of helping her remove the tooth. Sincerely, couldn't I have helped her to know how to shake and see that? So, yeah, that was me. That is the authoritarian parent. They demand, they expect so much, but when it comes to supporting and following up their expectations to be achieved, they just sit back and say, after all, the wooden spoon will work. Shouting will work. Yelling will work. Denying them privileges will work. Those children live in hell. But from today onwards, our children will not live in hell. They will not even run away from home. They will not go to rehabilitation centers. Do you know how much a rehabilitation center is? Just because we are chasing these children away from home with our parenting styles. And they are getting more and excelling and excelling. For 3 months, every month, you pay 90K or something like that. Yes, I know the ones I've referred people to. So by the end of 3 months, between 270,000 to 300,000, just because of parenting style. And we want to blame the children. Children of nowadays don't hear, don't listen, don't follow. It's the parenting style. So when we see about a parent who doesn't follow up his or her expectations to help the child meet those expectations, the child ends up somewhere else, being expelled from school, running away from home, going to the streets, or when you really have enough money, if you have, you take them to rehabilitation. There is the permissive parenting. They don't demand for so much. They don't expect so much from their children. After all, I did my part, I gave birth. But they expect so much from, regardless of that, they don't tell them what they are supposed to do. They expect or they assume they will just grow. When we are talking about the definition, we are talking about raising. Many people keep on asking themselves, were we raised or we just grew? You tell me that as we go on. Were we raised or we just grew? So when you are just growing, nobody tells you this is the way to be. This is not the way to be. But they expect you with your own thinking as a child, you'll come out as a pilot. But some do by God's grace. By God's grace. But 90% of them will not. They were not raised, they just grew. So a permissive or a passive parent, they don't give even rules like the ones I've given you here before you started. They don't tell the children, this is what I would want of you, sweetheart. This is what I would expect you to do as you continue being in school. And there's somebody who is, Ellen, thank you. I grew. Yeah, this one grew. She was not raised. Well, you are not alone. I was not raised, but I am who I am. By God's grace. So passive parents or permissive parents, they just they are just reluctant. Even when they see children doing what is not supposed to be done and it's wrong, this is just a child, and they laugh over it. When they hear their children saying big words or dancing funny dances, they just that is life. They will grow, and they grow, and then you live to regret. There is this other one. I hope you are gauging yourselves, dear parents. There is this other one who is neglectful parent. Neglectful. What do you mean by being neglectful? You know what this parent says? I gave birth to you. I pay school fees. I have given you shelter. When you are sick, I take you to hospital. You have enough clothes. Probably when there is time, I take you out and you have fun. What else do you want from me? You think I can waste all the time following you up to know whether you have done your homework? Or whether you have gone to school? Or who your peers are? That is the neglectful parent. They don't have expectations and they don't even think about them. As long as they did that, you can grow. And they don't. I grew up with a room. Oh, that one is gone somewhere there. I grew up with a room from mistakes. The beatings at the slightest mistake was like killing of a thief. Sorry about that. It happens. So what I'm trying to say here, sorry. What I'm trying to say here are these parents are indifferent. They don't care. You can grow whatever you want. But let me tell you about these two parenting styles, the neglectful and the passive. That's why I was telling you I'll reach here and I'll explain it to you. It might take a bit longer here. One, the authoritarian parent, the child gets used to abuse. What do we call it? You might think it's parenting, but we call it, in psychology, we call it abuse because they are beaten for anything that is even unnecessary. The neglectful parent will just let the children go to school and they will not want to be bothered by being told, I went to school and things didn't work out. Dad, can you come and talk to the teacher? I pay the teacher and still I come and talk to the teacher. Is that my work? That's a neglectful parent. Come to the submissive parent. It's okay. I'll come to talk to the teacher when I get time. The authoritarian parent who only is only good in punishing. The permissive parent who is okay, it's okay. If I find time, I'll come. Don't worry, sweetheart, I'll come. I'll follow it up, and that's passive. That ends there. Then the neglectful, I can't do all those jobs. I've done my part. Let the teacher do their part. When those three children meet in the evening when they are going home, and they start telling each other how their homes are, how they are treated by their parents, those are peers. They are buddies. Now they are good friends. No, me, I have decided if this time they do this to me, I'll not go home tomorrow. No, you can come to my house. My parents will, yeah, permissive. My parents will just accommodate you. So the authoritarian child and the permissive child from those two types of parenting and the neglectful, they can decide they can be sleeping at John's place where the parents are permissive and they don't even want to know who are these sleeping in our house. So the next time they don't go to one of their houses, they just decide to sleep anywhere else, even in the street. And because the parents are just unavailable and unpresent, and they just say, no, he will come back when he is ready. Let him go. If you don't pass your exams this time, don't come here. So you have told the child like that, why should she come or he come? So those types of three children are the ones we are finding in rehabilitation centers, are the ones we are finding expelled in school. Do you know what it means to be expelled in school? When you go first term, you pay a lot of money. But second term, the principal has said, I don't want your child in this school. So the fee, instead of paying 30,000, if you paid 50,000 first term, second term you're supposed to pay 30,000. But because your child has been expelled from school, you end up going back to now to a new school where the 20,000 you are supposed to have saved in second term, you are told here you are going to pay 60K. You are a new, this is a new student. So you added 10,000 more in the new school. Is that why you are going to work in the morning? Is that the way you are going to invest your money? So you end up losing a lot of money in the rehabilitation center. How much? 300,000. Because we cannot keep a child in rehabilitation center for less than 3 months. In the new school, you spent so much money when your child is expelled and you have to look for a new school. Worse off, if they ran away and they went from Kisumu to Nairobi to become street children, how do you get that child? You start announcing that child through the police. The child is lost. And the child is having happy at Koinange or wherever in town in Nairobi or in Kisumu or in Mombasa. That is why we are looking for parenting styles where this parent who is warm and sensitive will be able to nurture and raise a child so that when that child starts going, they can still go astray, but you are very watchful, you are very available, you are very active. So you notice every slight mistake they make, you notice, and you tell them, Rose, I'm not happy about the way you dressed in the morning when you are going to school. That can make you get chased away from school. I'm not happy about the way you are not finishing your homework in time. We are going to discuss this in our masterclass. This is just a parenting side. So let me ask you, I have talked about 4 parenting styles. Which one were you brought up with? Just chat, tell me. Among those 4, which one did your parents use on you? I was raised by, let me see, I was raised by an authoritarian parent. I border between permissive and authoritative. So here, this there's a lawyer girl here. She herself uses two: permissive, that's the way I understand, and authoritative. You can pick what is good. I don't know what is good in permissive. Maybe you have expectations, but we'll see. Lucy, being raised by an authoritative dad, I one day decided to sleep in school in one of the lower primary classes, and I was in class 6. That was an authoritative dad. Then yeah, sometimes I don't understand why he was so caring and supportive and present, and he still let you sleep there. That one, I would need to meet him and then we discuss that. Yes. This one was brought up in a permissive family. Thank you. Authoritarian, my mom, and that's how I am. You are authoritarian. And we have talked about who an authoritarian is and where our children end up being and how we end up being permissive from Esther Maura. Yes, we have seen how you are brought up. And we have seen quite a number of authoritarians and permissive. Now, which one are you using for your children today? Be honest. Be very honest. Another child in another class told the mother here when the mother wrote to me, and she told the mother, "Why can't you be sincere? Just tell her the truth." Because according to the child felt that the mother lied to us. So you are raised as by authoritative parents. But what are you doing today? Which one are you using among the 4 parenting styles, Helen? Let me ask Helen because she's telling me about what the parents and so many others. Let's see, which ones are you using among the 4? Which one are you using with your children? Let's see. Let's chat. Let's just chat. We are many. Let's just chat and see which parenting styles we are using. We'll see whether we are using the one which will make us regret or the one which will make us relax. The way Rose is relaxing today. You invest, fine, it's not going to be for free. You invest, it costs a lot of humility to use the right parenting style. Which parenting style are you using today? Authoritarian, Lawrence, Sam, permissive. Today we are having dads who are telling us what they are doing. Thank you for being honest. Mukonza is using permissive and authoritarian. Yes, we are going to see which one we need to use. I was raised by strict parents, but after learning about today's parenting styles, I wanted you to tell me the one which they used, those parents. Permissive. Julia, you are using permissive. Charo, you are using authoritarian. Fine. A mix of authoritarian and authoritative. Now, my friends, we have talked about the 4. Let me keep on asking you because I want us to interact, all of them depending on the situation. Yes, depending on the situation, but you have said what the outcome will be of all those parenting styles. So if you're using all of them, now let me ask you, after learning that what you have learned today, authoritarian, authoritative, can I repeat? Authoritative is warm and welcoming. Authoritarian is dictatorship. Permissive is it's okay, you just grow. And neglectful is it's your life. I've done my part as a parent. I've done my part. You do the rest for yourself. So out of the 4, which one do you think is preferable or is the best to use? I was raised by an authoritative mother. Life was chaos. Authoritative mother, no guidance. I am a permissive parent. Authoritative is the one who is there and supportive, and permissive is the one who just says life can go on, with or without me, life can go on. So now, please ask me questions if there's anything about this you have not understood, because I want you to go home knowing the difference between these four parenting styles. Authoritative is the one which the parent is available and active and always there to support and follows up. Authoritarian is where there is dictatorship and punishment all the time. Permissive is where you don't care much, you just let go. And neglectful, you don't care at all. Which one do you think is the best parenting style to use for your children to achieve your expectations? Which one? Esther, authoritative. Esther will prefer authoritative. Anybody else? Another one? Thank you, Esther. Millicent, authoritative. Thank you. Judith, authoritative. Everybody here is authoritative. Rose, thank you. Let me tell you, when we think about authoritative, it's easier said than done. And I'm telling you, that's when I went to why I went to school at a very early age. I had to invest a lot of money to pay a well-established college to do what I'm doing today because I wanted good children. It was not easy. But what I'm trying to say here, all of you have said authoritative. Which parenting style works today? Of the four parenting styles, like you have said, parenting style which is preferably best is authoritative. I'm glad when you answer my question like that, then I know you have gotten me right, because an authoritative is a parent who is encourages the child, is so modern. Don't you know why we keep on saying that the Western world people are caring to their wives, to their husbands, to their children? These people are not just caring, they were modeled. That is what we are trying to do in this training. Model, model, model. When when you model your child in an authoritative way, when they grow up in a family where there is bonding, there is love, there is care, this is what they observe. When they get their own families, that cycle continues. That is why you see the people in the Western world, they are not told this is what they are supposed to do, like the way we are doing here today. They found that in their homes and they continued with it and they enjoyed it and they will continue and they will continue. That is why we are saying, sometimes I wish I could be married by a white man. Sometimes I wish I could marry a white lady. She would be holding my hand and talk to me nice. No, it's because they found it there. And now because we were brought up by authoritarian parents and neglectful and even non-carers, that is where we are. But this class today, everybody who is here today will, like you have said, is going to be an authoritative parent and is going to help the children, and the cycle will continue and continue. And I am telling those people with rehabilitation centers, I'm sorry, I'm not going to help parents bring new children there. I'm going to help parents remove their children there. I'm going to make sure that children remain in school and they don't get expelled and they don't go to the streets, because their parents will be very active and supportive, because they stand firm. When they make rules, they follow them. They follow their children to see that this is the way I said you should wash your shirt. They don't just beat and punish. They say, put water, put soap, scrub, rinse, do this, put it on the line. When the child sees that they have done that right, tomorrow they will not need you to help them do it. Why we are doing this today is because we want our children to be mature, responsible, and even able to be independent when they leave our homes and go wherever they will go. You'll not need to follow them up. Well, have you paid rent? Did you eat? They know everything. Anyway, we are going to learn this in our masterclass. Yeah, this was not for today. So as we have said, and as the theory says, authoritative parenting styles is number one. I don't see what you can follow in the other. The only place you can use permissive is when the baby is 1 year, probably to 3 years, when they don't reason and they don't know. But after 3 years, this class here today is for preteens. Parents, are we together? It's for preteens. We don't want to start nurturing and raising our children when they are teenagers, when they have known all the evils. We want to protect that stage of teenagehood so that they don't reach their adolescence when they become rebellious. We want to be prepared for that rebellion and know how to handle it together with our children. They also suffer when they are in adolescence. So today's parenting style is where children are respected and they are given autonomy, they are allowed to think, they are allowed to practice, they can interact with their parents freely and say, Dad, today's school was hard. I don't know what I'm going to explain to you. You don't tell your child, can you take that jacket to the bedroom? I'm coming here to relax and you're telling me about school. What do I have to do with your school? Mom, it wasn't easy for me today. Sweetheart, can't you see I'm cooking? Then you're coming to tell me stories, and by the time meal times come, you'll start telling me that you're hungry. Can you go and finish your homework? No, authoritative parents will say, really, let's do this. Let me finish cooking. When we are eating dinner, you're going to tell me the rest of the story. That is an authoritative parent. It's not permissive. It's not submissive. It's not neglectful. It's not authoritarian. It's just one. It is tough. It is hard to stoop low and start feeling the same way the child is feeling, and start talking to a child like you're talking to your age mate. My dear friends, those who are going to join my master class are going to understand what I'm saying today. I was preparing you for this so that when you come for the master class, you know how to take home what you need to take home, and you change your parenting style. How to communicate your parenting style to your children. So let's be careful on wasting money or spending money where it is not supposed to be spent. If you spend your money in this class, to make sure that your little money, because it's going to be little, let me be very sincere. Because when you go, I've said about rehabilitation or expelling from school or even a child going to the streets. If you have to use money to recorrect that child, you're not going to use as little as you're going to invest in a training like this one. Like today, you have invested your 1 hour. So how much more are you willing to invest? And if you give me a chance, I will actually. So parenting style, you are going to take the one we have chosen here today, and you are going to see the one which you are going to use and which one is beneficial to you. That's why I'm saying, over and above all that we have talked, we have, if you are giving me permission, and I want a nod by writing yes or no here, if I can tell you more about what I have prepared for you to see that you become the best parent that you would ever want to be, and who is going to be a role model to so many other parents. Are you willing to know more? Somebody is wishing to learn. Let me see. You are going to learn. That is, I'm prepared to teach. I'm prepared to actually to coach. I'm very prepared to coach. So, are you willing to listen to learn more about parenting? More about parenting. Today it was a highlight. Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Yes, yes. Very good. If you're willing, we have said why we are escaping from rehabilitation homes and why they are rehabilitation homes for us and why they are excelling is because of our parenting styles. But now you want to come out of the parenting styles because I have prepared 6 good modules. They are intensive, very intensive. And we've been doing them with the other parents for 5 good days. These parenting styles are not parenting styles. These modules will cover so much about how do we transform as parents. This communication is transformation, transformative communication. How do I verbalize with my children? Between their ages are different. How do I communicate with the different ages in my house because they are different ages? That will be done on 6th November. On 7th November, we are going to set boundaries. The rules we made here when we started, we are going to make those rules. How do we make those rules? You will know when we get to class. Then when those rules are made, how do we make sure they are followed? Authoritative parents. What disciplinary actions are we going to take if they are not followed? Discipline remains. I'm not telling you not to discipline the children. On 9th, we are going to talk about allowing our children to think. Give them a chance, autonomy, reason. Let them tell you, Dad, I have figured out what we can do. Dad, I have an idea. Mom, I know how we can make a better pancake. Critical thinking. And then by the end of that week, on Friday 10th, we are going to know how to support our children in doing things that are just done at home, washing the car, washing the dishes, clearing the compound, making the place clean. Yes, that is what we are going to do in 5 days. And when we invest in those 5 days with the little money you're going to invest, let me tell you, you'll come to thank me later. And in this regard, we have, it's not a 3-day, it's a 5-day online training. We are going to do it 1 hour every day. And in that 1 hour, we are going to invest as little as 5K. I normally call it 5K. I don't know whether 5K is a proper language. 5,000 shillings. That is why I want you to run away from 300, from expulsion from school, and you are going to learn about those 5-6 topics. How to make your family a happy family, no yelling, no running away from home. The other one told me that the other day when the child asked her, Mom, what does super sex mean? She told her, I'll answer you tomorrow, sweetheart. And when she went to work the next day, she made sure she came home very late at night because she didn't know how to answer the child. Now, come, listen to this 5-day intensive training. You learn how to answer your child. I want super sex. Yes, you know how to answer when your son comes and tells you, I want super sex, Dad. How do I get it? You'll not start shouting, do you go to school to do sex? No, you'll be an authoritative parent and you'll tell me what you answered because I'll be there to listen. I'll be there to chat to you. So that is exactly what we need to do. We are going to have this class from 6th to 10th of November. Be prepared. Just register yourself for this class. And when you register yourself, everybody who registered will get a bonus because there are some other questions I keep on getting asked. And those questions are about other activities. So I have prepared a bonus on child rivalry, which is brought up by parents. So if you think there is child rivalry in your family, even with your children, you can know how to observe it and suppress it. That is a bonus for everybody you are going to get an ebook. Everybody who registered for this class next week. Do we have questions? That is the Lipa na M-Pesa. Buy goods. Till number is 860-6548, or my number, that is 0722-359-229. You have it in your group. I've sent it there. Oh, actually, I will send it today. It's not there. I had not sent it there, but that is my way of getting registered. Please register. That is the book I'm going to give to all those as a bonus, those who register. Come in, come all, enjoy the learning, enjoy your families, enjoy happiness in your families. So that is my contact. Do you have any questions before I close? I know you have a few questions. Just ask. The ones I'll be able to answer, I'll answer. The ones I'll not be able to answer, we can side chat. I have no problem with side chatting. I also give counseling side chat, either online, or you can, if you are anywhere near Nairobi, I have an office at Odero, and you can come to my office for counseling, for your child's counseling, either your spouse or you. I give those services. I know people are going through so much. You are most welcome, and I'm available. Have joined late. You are going to get a, don't worry, you are going to get a recording. Paul, you are going to get the recording. So when you get the recording, you are going to see how important this, you just need to follow up with this so that you, when you get the end product of my training or of becoming an active parent, you'll thank me later. When you need to side chat, my office, you have my number, just call me and book me, then we are going to plan, either online or physical. I am available, even for group talk like this one. Today I went somewhere to a school where I was only talking to teachers. And I was very impressed with the teachers because they felt they needed that. The pay bill, okay, the pay bill is, where is it? The pay bill, yeah, Lipa na M-Pesa, buy goods, till number 8606548. 8606548. Any other question or concern or comment? I'm just available for psychological services. Can one pay only for, let me see, can one only pay for the topic of interest? We normally don't have one topic because these topics flow. The way I've prepared them, from communication to boundaries to discipline, none of them can work independently. All of them work together. That's where the problem is. So if you learn one, like today you have talked about parenting styles. If you don't learn how to practice those parenting styles through communication, you will not be able to know how to communicate them. You will not, if you learn communication and you don't do boundaries, you will not know how to communicate about boundaries. You will not know how to communicate about discipline. So they flow. So if you do one and you don't do the other, then you are hanging. It's just like going for those modules in the university or in school, and then you do an exam and the other one you don't do. Then you end up not having the papers. So please, how are you able to guide a teen in Form 1 who is performing poorly? Yeah, that is why I'm saying you need to side chat me and see where the problem is and see how we can do that. We can either plan that you come, I have a session with you, then we can see how to bring in a child, because we don't force children for counseling. Is it 5K for all classes or a class? It's 5K for the 6 modules. You pay 5K, you attend all the 6 modules. I hope I'm clear. Do we have a deadline of registration? You must register before 6th of November. The earlier you do it, the better, so that we can know how many people we are expecting. But it is mandatory that by 6th of November, all those who will be attending the class must have paid. Yes, thank you. Any other question before I close? Thank you for this great job. Looking forward to interact more. You are most welcome. This is available. If you want to hear another webinar, we are going to have another webinar on a free webinar on Thursday, same time. Whatever was not clear or the more questions you need to ask, that day you can still join the webinar. I'll be there waiting for you, looking forward to hear from you, and I'm also learning from you. If we don't have any other question or comment, thank you very much. I know you people are hungry if you had not eaten supper. And you're most welcome. Let's meet on Thursday evening for those who will still be available. Invite your friends to join so that they can learn what you have and decide whether to invest in this wonderful and healthy excuse me, and it's going to be of beneficial to you and your children and even to your neighborhoods. Thank you very much for being there. May God bless you and have a blessed and wonderful, peaceful night. Good night.